wasabi. You're too sloppy, cheap copy. I'm Rocky, leave his eyes all glossy, but in the end zone is where you can spot when I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown.
It's another one. We got another one.
Playoff fever has immersed South Florida as we are at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Tonight, it's the AFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And some room to run now. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Red. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
And cycle. Striker, 3-3. Edo Blue.
2 and now on 1st down. That's Waddle. He's got the catch on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On 2nd down, Red. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Tua sets up to pass it. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 28. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Now Tua. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he says, we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now they go play action now. Burrow. His throw incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
So now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28, counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Here we go.
Play action. It's Burrow. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. Isn't normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that. Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Dolphins are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching the bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams...
He's got a man, complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 81 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bengals drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one. Well, that wasn't a completion, but it wasn't a sack either. So the good takeaway, able to extend the life of the play. Normally, you would think he'd just take off and run downfield. He was trying to find an open receiver, unable to do so.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
So far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Trying to lay one up deep. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Now a hit and a loose football.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings. At one point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to trot out there and try and slow them down.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch.
And he fires one that's intercepted. There he goes, right side. The 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you have to think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome. I don't think that's really true to you, because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. The Bengals drive about to get going. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago and threw the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. This is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase, 55 yards. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken from about the 12. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On the set. Wakanda, 52.
second down now. Red. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they will finally get to him down at the Bengals 28. A big play there for the Dolphins. 44 yards on the ground. Pretty entertaining start. 14 all the score on EA Sports. Play action. Now it's Tua. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. In motion, Hill.
Strike 2. Cluster 6.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Sherman. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Bengals will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that, that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him up already in this opening half.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. They go play action with Burrow. And that is incomplete.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. A nightmare of a first half for him, and that's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it leads now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, are coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 86 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Burrow on play action. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Look pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A gain of 37.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
Burrow now off the bootleg. This will be caught at about the 5. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Second down and goal. Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. From 10 yards out. And the Bengals are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, the name of the game last time, efficiency. Their very first snap, they connected for a quick touchdown.
They get more value than just the points from that series as well. Only needing one play, it keeps the entire offense rested up.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
Ready up. Red, cycle.
Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Open man is Waddle, complete. A nice grab there for a guy coming off a terrific season, one that saw him have over 100 catches.
And when you have that many catches, that means you're a full part of the offense. And let's face it, he's been as good as anyone in the NFL this year. So figures he's going to play a big role in whether his team can advance in the playoffs.
On second and very short, Tua. Another catch there for Waddle. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. play action. Here's Tua. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up second down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. That's going to be caught by Waddle. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
That's the third time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
On first down, Tagovailoa. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 23 yards on the play. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
In motion, Hill. They'll run on first down. Red. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Back at the 5-yard line now. 2nd and goal.
Blue striker. White. Eagle blue.
Tua going to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
In motion, Hill. Tua now, 3rd and goal. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. It's a foot race. He's at the 40. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we're at halftime of this AFC Wildcard matchup, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Taken from about the 12. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs the year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Tua. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Got a man, it's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Going old reliable there in the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Tua now on first down. Tua hit, and the ball is out. And the Bengals grab it. Taking it right down Broadway. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. And McPherson on for the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Pulls it in at the 13. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. In motion, Hill. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Ready. Ultra.
Now on 2nd and 16. Tua. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He finds his man. Complete. That's Sherman. Able to slither by. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be ridden out of bounds all the way down at the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 56 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
In motion, Hill. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Throwing again on second down. Tua, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Logan Wilson, and the Bengals are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Well, if there was one knock on Joe Burrow coming out of LSU, it was arm strength, but kind of put those doubts to rest right there.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Jalen Phillips able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 36. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Gun. Stop.
Mixon with a first down carry. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Coming up on 2nd and 7. They're going to run this with a tight end. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. Open man is Higgins. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. T. Higgins from 10 yards out. And the Bengals continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21.
Dolphins 21. Evan McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
At their own 20-yard line.
Ready, play.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. It's Mixon on the counter. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. 99 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy.
Here we go.
They practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage. But you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. T. Higgins, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Dolphins 21. Kevin McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. Here's 2nd and a yard. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Tua. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 24-yard line. Tua now on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. That's Sherman. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Tua. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
10 cycles. Steel, black.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Throws right side, and that's complete. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no waypoint.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. And now here is another interception. And the Bengals come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, 1 win down, still 3.